Holy moly, that light keeps changing. Maybe that's better. Well, some things never change. The other day I woke up and I thought that I was living in the future. And then yesterday morning I woke up. I figured I was living in the past. What? And then on the third day I woke up and I realized that that wasn't even in my own house. And the porridge and everything, the bathroom and the toilet paper I've been using for 7 months for the past 3 days wasn't even mine, and I was probably going to be going to jail for burglary and breaking and entering. I mean, what? That must have been some good time sauce. That's all I'm going to say. You ever get the feeling that you were abducted and that you were never returned, you were returned to the wrong body? I get that feeling quite often. Like maybe this isn't even the same body that I was abandoned in about 17 or 1300 years ago. Perhaps not. Maybe it's just a different version of the same skin. The same ones and zeros over and over. Doesn't make no sense to me. And why should it? It's life. It's not supposed to make sense. The universe is chaos, right? And here we are, smack dab in the middle. Stuck at the middle with you. That's what the song sort of. Hi, Rose. How are you doing? Today we're doing ASMR drawing. I just moved into a new place. It's out in the country. And it's very loud with birds and deer in the shrubbery making noise and cackling at me. Oh, they cackle. Did you know that a gaggle of deer is a cackle? It's true. You are good, I know. You don't have to tell me that. You're so good. That's what I like most about you. You're good. It's all good. I am drawing a flower. Oh, is the... Whoa. How about that? It's not going to be pretty, folks. I'm using the sun that's outside, the sunlight. I guess it doesn't look too bad. I wish that it actually focused when I tapped on it. Little piece of crap. Okay. So basically, when you draw, this is a sort of like a how-to. Basically, when you draw, you just want to be able to put ink down on paper or whatever medium that you're using. In this case, I'm using Le Pen or Sharpie in French. And what you want to do is just act like the drawing was already there and just reverse engineer that little sucker, you know? Whoa, this is trippy. Whoa. It's like Wayne's World. Sorry. Okay. I don't think that looks good at all. Does it look too fuzzy for me to keep going, or should I keep going? It looks good? Are you serious? Okay. I'm gonna trust you. I'm gonna hold you to it. I'm gonna hold you to the paper and draw all over your flesh with a permanent marker I got from Food for Less. Oh, that doesn't mean it's cheap. That just means I'm frugal. Don't waste your time on expensive things when making art, dear people. All right, I just made that up for you. The next one's gonna cost you. See, and then you just do this. You just put like a brow on it. Like, what the heck? And then you can pull this thing a little bit over. Huh? And then you add something right there. What? And then you do this. All right. And then that makes it more three-dimensional. Then you can give that one a little thing too. And then you can call it good and call it a day. Then you can take a lunch break or something. or you can keep going. In this case, my hand is just it just didn't stop to take a break. It's just going for it. You just want to give it some time, folks. Here we go. And then you just got to add those little lines right there. That's what Grandpa always said. You gotta add the lines, gotta add the line. 1+1 is an adding line. And then he named his daughter Adeline. She was a very beautiful person, but she had a complex. She never quite lived up to Grandpa's expectations. Because she didn't like lines, she liked circles. So she changed her name to Ada Circle when she was 13 and left for Hollywood and never looked back. Okay, let's make sure everybody's paying attention. What was the top joke of the evening, folks? Anybody? Does anybody know? Rose? Holy moly, Rose, you're just dipsticking away there. I'm gonna dipstick, I'm gonna... I didn't even want to go with that one. I don't even know where that one was going. Going down the gutter. Alright, let's do this too. Over here. Let's do that. For some reason. See? Never have to really even ever do a sketch of what you're going to want to do, folks. As a matter of fact, it's best not to, because then when you get back to doing a sketch later, like sketch drawing or something like that, like all you manga freaks out there, I know you. You know who you are, little manga freaks. It makes that manga freak so much it makes the manga freak so much more better. Because then you got some kind of imagination going on with it instead of just sticking with the 1, 2, 3, you know. Even though that's the knockout punch, I'm just saying, you know, just throwing it forward and a quarter note every once in a while, and you're gonna mess shit up. Oh, welcome to the country, folks. My name's Black. My last name's Chokum, and I'm gonna be here taking over for Story just for a little bit while he's in the bathroom. Hey, Story, don't come out anytime soon. We're having a ball out here. We're learning how to draw and stuff. Oh, that's too blurry, isn't it? God, oh, well, Rose, you're the only one watching. Who's going to be watching if you're the... Oh, my gosh. I'm going to feel very alone. I'm already feeling quite vulnerable. Maybe you could just leave me on and leave your phone up in a tree or something like that. That way, it still looks like you're watching, but you're not. You know, you're just a leaf in a tree. You're just a leaf in a tree, barking up the wrong tree. Make like a bark and leave from me, my little rose growing up a tree. I made that song in the hopes that you would stay, Rose. Life is already so lonely at the top of this tree, without reception or precipitation. You know, I'd take anything over a hot sunny day. Even some kind of radioactive turnout, some fallout out there. What's going on out there? Does anybody have any answers? What in the world? Rose? What are you talking about? Okay. Don't listen to this whilst driving, because you might fall asleep. Pack up the paces, friends. We're going to go on a road trip called self-discovery. Self-discovery was discovered in 1833 by the known physicist Graham Underwood. That's right, he lived in a tree under the wood where I grew up, just outside of southeastern Missouri, Texas, the outskirts of Albuquerque. Those were the days when the continents were just one big thing called Pangea. Humans weren't angry with each other and there was peace on earth. God, amen. Those were the days. I think that's what they mean when they say make the world great again, or is it Americans? Make Americans great again? Or gray? Make Americans old and crabby again. Who cares, right? How about just make people creative again? Make people think for themselves again. How about them apples? Because apples is a symbol of knowledge. How many apples can you eat in a day? Maybe I can eat about 3. Throughout the day. Why not? Huck. Huck an apple a day keeps the politicians away, is what I say. And the flabbergasters. Okay. Gonna add some darkness back there, right where it belongs. Gonna hold that darkness at bay until I can fully integrate with it and use the knowledge I get from it to change myself from the inside out. I think that's how that goes. You're gonna integrate with your shadow. I'm a little country boy. You gotta integrate with your shadow. It's not the evil side, it's just a part of you. I'm still working on that one. It's not so catchy, especially with my kind. Holy moly, everybody! Rose, you are taking off on that chat room. I don't. Who are you talking to? Somebody that I'm not seeing, or what's going on there? You gotta talk to your man. Gonna get it going, get it going at the going in the country fire. That was my one-hit wonder back in '87. Countrified, countrified, kind of crazy. That's what that song was called. But it was banned off the air because it got people dancing too hard. And I used that term buckaroo, and everybody lost their frickin' minds. Oh, bless their little country hearts, though. I still love them. I don't take nothing personal. I just get even. Isn't that how that goes? That old silly joke. All right, friends, what are we drawing here? I know there's a lot of shadow. You don't have to tell me that. Yep. What? Huh? What did you say? You're welcome for me. You're welcome for me cheating. You cheat on? Are you cheating on me, Rose? Are you cheating on me? Don't go cheating on me, darling. Rose, I don't even know you. This is ridiculous. How could you be cheating on me? I don't even know you. We really don't even know each other. Are you going to other channels that are live right now and you little cheater? Chat. Right when I said that, there was some guy outside. I live out in the country now. There's nobody out here for miles. But right as I said chat really loud right there, like there was some guy like walking by out front. His name was Chad. And so when I said that, he looked right over here at me and he flipped me off. And now he's coming back. I said chat, not Chad. Oh shit, he's coming back over here and he just picked up another few Chads with him. Oh no, 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 no. I didn't mean anything. Hey, just keep okay, no, 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 they're going away. They're going away. I threw him a banana. They're leaving. Okay, we're good. We're good. I'm safe. When in doubt, carry bananas, friends. Nobody realizes this, but I walked into a neighborhood in the ghetto in southern LA, Bronx area, and a bunch of gangsters, just a bunch of gangsters everywhere, just doing their gangster thing. And anyways, I go in there and I witnessed them about to have some kind of gangland fight or something like that. And what I did, I walked into the nearest C-store, little uh, little shop, little shop in the hood or whatever they call it in that neighborhood. And what they had was a bunch of bananas. And so I didn't have anything else to defend myself. And so I just grabbed all these bananas and I walked back out. And right as they were on either side of the street, like running at each other, like an old, like kind of medieval war, hand-to-hand combat stuff, they all dress really nice. These are nice looking gangsters, but still, it was quite medieval. It was like the beginning of Lord of the Rings, and but I couldn't tell which one were the orc and which ones were the whiteys or whatever the hell. So, anyways, because whitey, there was no black people or colored people in Lord of the Rings. I don't know if you know that. So, anyways, that's Tolkien's vision. Not my thing. This isn't the time or place to argue that kind of stuff right there, right? So, anyways, because I brought that up. I brought that upon myself. So, anyways, yeah. I had bananas, and right as they were about to start throwing fists and getting all getting all what medieval on each other's asses, um, I said no, like really loud, and I gave everybody in the on either side a banana, and they were like looking down at the bananas, and they were looking at me, and they were looking at each other, all confused, and this kind of with the scratching their heads like monkeys, like banana, and started eating the banana. Some of them started eating the bananas, but none of them fought. And I realized it was then and there that if you wanted to start world peace, you gotta grow bananas and give everybody in the world a banana, because you can't look at each other. You can't fight each other if you're holding a banana in your hand. It's impossible. Have you ever tried? It's impossible. You can't do it. It's ridiculous. So, it's the great equalizer. besides an AR-15 or something like that, that's tragic. That's more violent. But the banana, the banana is mightier than the pen and the sword. I don't know if anybody knows that or not, but it's true. Bananas for everybody. That's what I say. Rose, I'm glad you stayed, but I thought you had to run, like groceries or something like that. You had to go to the grocery store. Speaking of bananas, if you do go to the grocery store, can you pick me up some bananas? I like just saying nanas because it sheds a little bit of time off the end of my life. I don't know when the end of my life is, to be fair, but I just know the date. I don't know the time. So it's kind of awkward. So I'm trying to shave off as much time as possible by saying things that really matter and that have substance and I don't know, have weight in their words that enough to maybe even like, change the world. I I don't say anything unless it's honest, true, and and wonderful and cool and hip. I know how the kids like it hip, hip to hip. Anywho, Rose, what are you talking about? Disturb mode and do not disturb mode? That's funny because my friend just wrote me and she sent me a link to the Disturbed performance on Conan O'Brien where they do the sounds of silence. And that was the first time I'd ever heard it. And I just hadn't thought about the name Disturbed in a long time. And you said do not disturb like 10 minutes after I watched that video. I think that's some kind of synchronicity right there, Rose. You gotta pay attention to those things. Those aren't just coincidences. They're real. That's real. That's hard. Because I was talking about gangsters. That's hard. That's very hard, Rose. You gotta keep it real. Synchronicity in my city. Gotta keep it real in the itty bitty bitty. I used to be a rap artist in my last life. But then I got kicked out of the academy. So I had to live in Hawaii on the streets for a while. Until the volcano erupted and spit me back out into the ocean onto a boat named Earl. And Earl took me to St. Francis, Arizona. And Arizona was the state below Arizona at the time before Arizona split into one. Talk about synchronicity. Arizona, Uberalis. Does anybody have any questions? Rose, do you have any questions? Do you hear the birds? Seriously, last night I went outside and I could hear like a herd of deer like going off in the bushes over there. I like literally live out in the country on this dirt road now in this little motorhome and it's cool as hell. I think my cat misses the house, so I'm having a little bit of a difficult adjustment period right now because I just stayed the night for the first time last night. But it's a cool little spot and like there's so much wildlife back here. Like the bird, I was out there adjusting bricks earlier. Like there's all these stones out there, so I was designing or whatever you call it, landscaping them or whatever. There's ton of stones like buried in the ground, so I was just making it look pretty. And I think I cut a lizard in half on accident. His tail was like bright blue, and he was like squirming away, and I was like, I couldn't tell if there was a head or not. I think I cut him in half. Sucks. And he's gonna come back and kill me in my sleep. I know it. That little gecko, whatever the heck it was. Um, he's gonna raise my car insurance. So yeah, what was the other thing what did I see? Oh yeah, the bird. I was out there and I was landscaping the brick and this freaking beautiful bird just came right like 2 feet away from me and was just in the tree eating berries and stuff. And they're so pretty and I put the catio outside so my cat can go out there and like bird watch and I think she's doing okay. She went from a really big house to a little place, but she didn't have a catio out, I mean, we had the catio, but we didn't really use it over there. It was kind of awkward. More awkward than that bubble that just was in my throat. Did you hear that? Did you hear that little stupid giggle I just did? All right. I think my mom's gonna come out with a latte. It was so freaking cold last night. I didn't even know how to turn the heat on. Or I thought I did, and I guess I didn't. And it was freezing. But it's like camping. It's like I go outside and it's just quiet. You don't hear anything, and you'll hear people off in the distance, like when you are camping. Um, there's woods usually or something, maybe something in between you and the campers, but you can hear them off in the distance doing their camping thing too, and that's how it is here because I hear like dogs barking off in the distance, like echoing through the hills and woods and stuff. It's freaking nuts. I love it though. I don't know what I'm drawing, but I love it, and I love you guys. Bananas, uber alles, bananas, baba baba. That'd be funny if they were called Bubba Nanas. Bubba Nanas. Hey, hey, son. Hey, Bubba. Hi, son. Hi, Nana. Bubba Nana. Everybody's got one. Everybody had one, even if you didn't know it. I, I had a Bubba once. You had a Bubba once. You had a Nana twice. Oh, I had a Bubba twice, and Bubba Nana was nice. But it was packed with potassium, and it quit my eye from blinking out of control. Seriously, if your eye starts twitching and stuff, probably go see a doctor or a massage therapist or a guidance counselor slash psychic reader, palm reader or something like that. And then after that, just eat a banana, and everything will change. You'll just feel so much better in the morning. Trust me, I am not a doctor. Oh, Abigail just saw a bird and she wants to eat it. Oh my gosh, she is chirping. This is my place. There she is. She's out that window in the little catio. Oh yeah, I guess you can see her. It's kind of bright. That's my backyard. And the trees are behind that. There's this big false wall behind me. It's like a windbreaker sort of thing or something. But it adds a lot of privacy. But then on the other side over here, or on the other side you can see the trees, I guess. And it's all like forest over there and hills, and there's like vineyards out here and stuff. And it's really trippy because it's beautiful. It's in the mornings and at night there's like big ass owls and stuff that fly by, like looking like Mothman and stuff. Excuse me, do you have any Grey Poupon? No, Mothman, leave me alone! For the last time. Yes, but no, I don't want to share. Grey Poupon is actually really good. Excuse me. Yes, cryptid. Do you have any Grey Poupon? What's that? Do you have any Grey Poupon? You're really trailing off at the end there. Do you have any Grey Poupon? I heard you the first time. Well, do ya, punk? Yeah, but I'm not going to share it with you. What makes you think anybody wants to hear this? I mean, you could be saying anything else. This is the important stuff that people come to listen for. They come for the art and they stay for the words. Isn't that right? Anybody? Oh wait, there's nobody here. Oh, I'm alone. Okay. Okay. And then I'd have to have a upper cheek right there. That's the upper cheek. I love that word. Upper. It's so funny. Stupid. Stupid word. All you gotta do is fill in the gaps. or do your best to fill in the gaps. And then you can put an eye, another eye over here. Give that a little texture. You can even bring that up too from there. And then split it. I don't know, something like that. And then you can just do whatever you want, and you can talk like this for some reason. Oh my gosh. Gotta stand up. Get up, stand up, because your knees hurt. Get up, stand up. Getting old can be a jerk. Chipping at the ends, meat on bone and hair on skin, elected by your compliments, and I don't know what makes me a man. Nobles get the land, lions get the lamb, monkeys get two sets of hands. Evolution makes me want to dance, and I don't know what makes me a man. try sleeping in. If you're lazy, go get some discipline. For me, I don't feel anything, because I don't know what makes me a man. I don't have much of a chin. My self-esteem is dim. Can't believe I'm even here, singing about my chin, when I don't know what makes me a man. Here I go again, back where I began. Meat on bone and hair on skin. The only difference between me and a fucking mannequin is that I don't know what makes me a man. I don't know what makes me a man. I don't know what makes me a man. Anyways. What makes me... Oh, shit. A human. More like what makes me a human. Let's see. All right. Now let's get back to this very, very serious drawing. I was in the middle of teaching you guys how to draw ears, as you can see. So the ear, it's a funny gadget. The ear. I think about it as a gadget because it is. It's a tool. It's not really. Everything that is on our body has a purpose. Has a purpose. It's portable. It's porous, and it's purposeful. So that's why I just say porpoise. I just combine all those 5 words, and again, shedding time. At the end of the day, you'll thank me later. Art, on the other hand, It's a wicked little beast. It's a slippery little devil. And you want to grab onto it with two hands as often as possible. Because if you don't, you're going to lose a digit, probably more. Folks, if you don't have the digits that grow back, you're not really living. So I would pay attention if I were you. I mean, I would. Okay. Okay, let's work on this ear over here. Okay, do you see it? Do you see the ear forming? This is how it happens in the womb. I'm just doing exactly what would happen in the womb. Mother Nature can't and shouldn't be changed. Okay. This is the outside of the ear. Also the ear womb. Okay? Okay, here we go. Just like that. You just want to hint. You just want to hint at it. There we go. You don't have to go crazy. There's the lobe. Have you said, anybody who's listening or watching this, have you said lobe recently? The word lobe? Just try it. It feels so good. You'll thank me later. I appreciate it. But like I was saying, it does feel like living out in this trailer and stuff. I go outside and it's just so peaceful and quiet that it just sounds like I'm camping. I do, like I was saying earlier, maybe too, I just feel bad that I took my cat from, she had this really big house and now we live in this really teeny motorhome, but she has a little catio. It's really cool, so I hope that she likes it here. There's just birds everywhere. She's just like, her neck is just, she's very funny. You can hear the birds, I mean, geez. See, what I always do too when I'm drawing, I leave gaps like that, you know? Um, I leave little gaps like that purposefully, you know, like right here, I would do it like that. And just leave it there for a little bit. And then when I start filling it in later, I have something to work with, but also, you know, it makes it to where I can put something over it, you know? And that's how that's how I like to get textures if I'm doing everything out of my brain, straight out of my brain, instead of looking at something and drawing it. Which takes a whole different part of your brain to do, by the way. When you're looking at something and drawing it, I don't know. I'm sure there's all these technical terms for all this stuff. But I've pretty much self-taught. You know, I just try to do what feels right, follow my instincts. And self-taught doesn't mean that I didn't, you know, uh, copy or learn certain techniques from other people, like Da Vinci. I guess technically people call him Leonardo, even though he doesn't even eat pizza. He didn't even the pizza wasn't even around back then, doesn't even. But uh, he not only was he a Renaissance artist, but he was also a Ninja Turtle, very important Ninja Turtle that saved the world many times over. Um, I should know. I have a lot of those comic books. He was a real big deal. He was one of my favorites, though, Leonardo. And now I'm talking about the real man, the artist. Um, Ever since the eighth grade, I did this thing on him in the eighth grade. I learned about him, and I always appreciated him. I didn't like that he made weapons of war, but what are you gonna do? He lived in a. I guess we still do live in a turbulent time. Some things never change, except inflation or the price of cheese. There. But I also copied or watched. I looked at a lot. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera. I look at a lot of Dali stuff. Salvador Dali did a lot of illustrations as well, and then it just and sketches like really quick, cool, surrealist sketches and things. And I used to just look at the lines that he would draw. He would, you know, curve the line, you know, and do these to create these very rounded off characters and shades and cross hatching and stuff. And I just ate that kind of stuff up. I used to just go to the library and sit there and learn about art when I was 20. And I got to know a lot of artists back then. I would just sit at the library in Grants Pass and learn about art about by myself on my days off. It's kind of a dorky 20-year-old. But before I got savvy on the internet too, it was just like I lived in Eureka for a long time, and they have a really cool library there. But I would always go to the library and check out artists and stuff. It's always better when you discover them on your own, or you discover like a certain technique or a style that you can just call all of your own, call it all of your own. Hey, Passer. Sorry if I have been ignoring the chat, guys. Babbling. Um, it's good. You know, I'm a little bit homesick. You know, to be honest, I miss my aunt, but and it does kind of suck when my cat starts. You know, I call it chirping. You know, because it just seems like she's sad, like she misses the place. And Toby and her, the dog and her, got along really well, and my aunt loves her. My aunt was like, if you want, you can just bring her back and she can live with me. And I'm sort of like wondering about that. Just I'm waiting to see how Abigail does. That's the only thing that I'm really having a hard time with is her adjusting because she's obviously in a new spot and it's out in the country, and a lot of new sounds and smells. But here I'll show you guys again. She has a little catio. I just hope the Wi-Fi doesn't. There we go. And there she is out there in the catio. She just goes out that little door right there. I put the backed up the catio right up to it. Um, but yeah, she's she loves it out there, you know. But then when she comes in here, it's just like she's like, "Oh yeah, this isn't the same huge ass mansion that I just moved out of." Because over there she could like run and jump all over stuff, and here it's fine for me, but I worry that it's just not what do you call it? Yep. Whenever she's out there, she's always checking on the birds, and there are a lot, and they come right close too. It's really cool. So I feel like she would get used to it, but at the same time, I don't want because she's treated like a princess over by my aunt and stuff, and but I don't know if she wants to be with me. You know what I mean? It's just hard. So I'm gonna see how she does like today, and probably have a better idea by the end of today. I was supposed to go back over to my aunt's today, but I don't know if I want to now because I don't want to leave her alone. I don't want her to feel like alone today. I don't know. It was a weird night. I just crashed hard and hard to explain. It's very, very still out here at night, and my aunt's house was very loud. Like, but I liked it. You know, I got used to it. Now it's just an adjustment period for everybody, I guess. But the area out here is so freaking cool, and I went out and made my own little like Stonehenge out there. There's all these crazy weird rocks everywhere, and they're huge. So, and I live up on this hill, so I made like there was this little teeny mound outside of my house, and I cleared all the garbage away from it and with a shovel, and I was sort of moving rocks around and making them like pathways and stuff, you know, because they're these huge rocks and fun and white and stuff, you know. And I made my own little Stonehenge on this hill. Yeah, it'll be really good once it's always like this kind of unless I'm desperate to move out of a place like I was in Portland. There was like a few spots where I was like, "Oh my God, I can't wait to get out of here," when didn't have a cat, you know, or anything like that. But I I mean, it was hard when I first moved down from Portland when I moved in with my aunt because I didn't her and I didn't even know each other. My aunt and I we barely know each other. That's why the last 9 months have been so transformative. Not only because of what I've been going through, but because she changed a lot too, and she and I got to be like really close. Hey, sweetie. Hi. You liking it out there? There she is. No nut. But I love this place. As far as the place goes, it's no complaints. It is absolutely wonderful. And yesterday there were deer. Um, and I literally live in like the middle of all of these vineyards. So there's like wineries and vineyards right surrounding me. Um, it's pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. My kitty. I don't know. I think I'm pretty rude, to be honest. I'm a rude man. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's there's this one as I'm leaving towards there's a roundabout near my house that's kind of spits you out towards Cambria, and so I live in between both of my jobs now, like both places where I primarily work, both pet shops. So I'm 15 or 20 minutes away from Cambria now instead of 30, which is cool because it's the prettier. It's right after the roundabout is when the drive starts getting beautiful anyways, like more beautiful. And then I'm literally 2 miles or something from my job in Templeton, which is only so it's only like maybe 3 minutes down the road. I mean, I could walk there if I really had to and get there in like 45 minutes or something like that. Man, those birds are cool. I just need to be able to survive. Yeah. And that's the thing. And my mom, you know, once you get off the freeway, you can get right off the freeway and go to the Trader Joe's where I work. There's a Trader Joe's parking lot, and the pet shop is in there, in that same parking lot. Um, but I used to be able to drive there in the mornings in less than 10 minutes almost, and you get right off the freeway and it's right there. But then you kind of forget where my mom lives. She's like off the freeway as well, but she's towards me a little bit. So my mom is only like 5 minutes from here, and she doesn't have to take the freeway to get over here. She's coming out here right now, I think. But she just takes this little, or I think it's called Vineyard Road actually, and she gets over to my place pretty quick. I'm gonna show her my little Stonehenge. I just wanted to have a spot to go out and just kind of meditate, and have a spot to have a designated spot to go out and just think while I look at the sunset or something. Pay my respects. Trying to show more gratitude, but I think it's important too for me to be alone. As much as I want company sometimes and need it and crave it, I feel like I just need to learn who I am. I've been stifling myself all these years and care way too much about what other people think of me, and social media did that a lot. And now I'm not on social media anymore. And I don't miss it. I haven't even wanted to get on Facebook or Instagram or anything. It's been quite nice. And it was not benefiting me at any way, shape, or form. But this place will. Like I said, it's like I just feel like I'm camping, and it's like it's the coolest thing. But anyways, Sorry if it's blurry. Oh man, my neck hurts though. But yeah, I'm gonna tidy up a bit before my mom gets here. It was good hanging out. Thanks for stopping by, Pastor, and all of my other friends. Y'all take care of yourselves. Oh, it is. Yeah, YouTube is the exception because it wasn't Facebook or Instagram that helped me through one of the craziest times in my life. Oh, sorry, sweetie. Definitely wasn't that kind of crap. It was strangers on YouTube who came to my aid in my time of need. And I didn't even really realize it at the time either. But I was sort of building a little community. And not that everybody needs to, come or stay very long, even if they do, but, you know, it's just nice to know that there's people out there willing to just hang out with you. Anyways. But yeah, I do appreciate it. You know that. And yeah. You guys take care too. Thanks for stopping by. I'm sure I'll come on later. I just need to get adjusted to this place first a little bit. It's just going to be a little bit weird at first. But I think we're off to a good start. I love you. You guys be safe now.